Okay. So welcome everybody. Just giving a few minutes for people to come in. Hopefully you can hear me okay. I know there's a good bit of a delay here, so I might just give a couple of seconds and just to make sure that everything comes online, which I think it is now. So hopefully you can hear me all. And yeah, I can see the audio coming through. So awesome. Well, thanks a million everybody for coming today. It was a bit of a last minute live stream. But I have, I suppose I've 3 scheduled over the next 3 days, and potentially a webinar coming up on Friday. So make sure to come back here tomorrow, Thursday, so Wednesday, Thursday, and then check links for a webinar that's potentially coming on Friday. So, what are we doing here? Well, look at, I get it. You've worked so hard. You have an online course or a membership for a webinar that's potentially coming on. Oh, sorry, I'm getting feedback on audio. So, what are we doing here? Yeah, there we go. Okay, so sorry about that. I just started hearing myself coming back on looping through a computer. So look, I get it. I know that it's tough out there. You've invested time in developing your ideas, building your program, and deep down like the transformation that it can help people achieve. And maybe you've gotten to the stage where you've launched and you've gotten the most amazing feedback from people who've gone through your program. But the numbers maybe just aren't adding up. So maybe you've launched, but your results were a little underwhelming, or you've struggled to build your email list, or maybe you've built your email list, but when you made an offer, they didn't buy. And as a result, you're not necessarily getting the numbers you want to join your course or membership. And from speaking to people, I know that feels tough. It feels like you're not making the progress you want. You're not hitting the revenue you need to create the lifestyle that you want. And worst of all, you know that there are so many people you could be helping, but you just can't reach them on the level that you want. Well, I get it, and I know how frustrating it can be. So maybe you're an online entrepreneur who is new to the digital world and looking to get your first leads, to attract and build your initial email list, maybe for your first online launch. Or you could be a course creator or membership site owner who has the foundations in place and is now looking to build a predictable and dependable lead generation process that ensures your next launch is your big breakthrough. That launch that puts you and your business on the map. Or maybe you've already had a successful online business and you want to take it to the next level. And in order to do so, you need to build a scalable lead generation process that produces a steady stream of perfect fit clients at scale. And hey, maybe even you'd like a lead generation process that creates an unlimited lead generation budget by producing cost neutral or free leads from paid traffic. Well, if any of those sound familiar, then the Lead2Launch workshop is exactly what you're looking for. Hi, I'm Micheál O'Neill, and I can't wait to share the lead generation strategies that help me and countless others hit their first 6-figure launch and then scale to their first $1 million year and beyond. For as long as I can remember, I have been obsessed with marketing and the power of persuasive communication. And nowhere do these two worlds collide more than in lead generation. Now, I get it, like lead generation is not the sexiest topic. And in a world of fancy launch strategies and all the latest, bright and shiny promotion tricks and tactics, this may seem like the ugly duckling of marketing. But what I have learned, having personally delivered just shy of 60 full-on product launches and consulted on countless more, is there's a simple truth. The success of your launch is solely dictated by the size, quality, and engagement level of your email list. And bottom line, if you have a big hot list, just by following the process, your launch will be massively successful. However, if you have a small cold list, the best launch with the best copy, the best content in the world, well, it won't make any difference. Now, it isn't just a numbers game. Quality and engagement are big factors. But even with the best levels of engagement, your email list needs to scale to produce the levels of revenue you need to build a sustainable and profitable business. I know because, well, I've been here before. You know, I started out with a traditional offline training and consulting business. And, you know, while the business was growing, it really wasn't giving us what we wanted from life. You know, at one stage, we were running 150 to 180 live events a year, spread throughout the country. You know, keeping up with everything and spending so much time on the road was exhausting. And that was just one side of the business. You know, the physical and mental toll was too much. We knew something had to change. And that's when we came across the world of information products and membership sites. You know, I absolutely fell in love with the business model and with the possibilities it presented for business owners across every niche and industry imaginable. But more importantly, it's my honest belief that information products and memberships, and especially the combination of both, are the most, you know, elegant and efficient model for people to facilitate personal change and development. You know, it was embracing this model that helped us scale our business to just under $3 million a year with 1.5 million in annual recurring revenue from online programs and memberships. And it was through this that I experienced firsthand the power that the online model has to leverage your impact and share the transformation that you can help people achieve with the very, very widest audience. Now, knowing all this, it pisses me off more than anything else, seeing somebody with the knowledge, the skills and ability to help people move forward and bring about personal change struggle to get their message into the world and reach their audience on the level they would like. You know, most people did not get into business to become marketers, and yet it's the marketing that is holding them back. And this is exactly why I'm now fully dedicated to helping course creators, membership site owners build profitable lead generation systems to fuel their online launches. And this is also the reason why I'm bringing you this Lead2Launch workshop, because now more than ever, the world needs leaders. The world needs people like you to step up and make a difference. And the very best way that I can help you do that is to share how you can attract more people into your world and build a platform from which to touch the lives of thousands, hundreds of thousands, or even millions. If you stick with me through the Lead2Launch workshop, today I'm going to show you a method to build easy stepping stones into your business and take your perfect fit client from wherever they are to the ultimate transformation that they can provide. These are the same stepping stones that will make it a no-brainer for them to say yes to an offer as you deliver deeper and deeper levels of value. Meaning that once you attract them into your world, not alone will they stay with you, but they will be more than happy to keep paying ever increasing amounts for you to help them achieve ever higher levels of transformation. What's that going to lead to? Well, that's going to lead to even greater results for the clients and more profitability for your business. You know, this is a model that it gives purpose and aligns every single piece of content you release and all the promotions and launches that you run, providing perfect clarity for both you and your clients as the logical next step that they should take. You know, this is the very foundation of lead generation. It's the first step you need to take to establishing a profitable lead generation process. Then tomorrow, in the second module of the workshop, I'll share the key components of a cost-neutral lead generation campaign, which will provide you with unlimited lead generation budget. So I'll share the secrets to profitable mini front-end liquidator products and how you can launch one in less than 7 days. I'm going to map out the entire campaign structure, which you can take and implement in your business pretty much for immediate results. And I'm also going to do a deep dive on the key Facebook ad strategies you need to make the campaign work. So we're going to look at some of maybe the hidden pitfalls and how you can beat Zuckerberg and slash your ad costs without getting your ad account shut down or having your Facebook profile blocked. And then finally on Thursday, I'll share my ME cubed framework. So the ME3 framework, which will take your lead generation and promotional strategies to the next level. The ME3 framework is the core principle on which the Lead2Launch process is built. And it's a fractal framework which you can apply to any marketing campaign, strategy, promotion, or launch. It's the very reason why your value ascension model is the most important part of your business. And it explains the psychology behind how and why people make purchase decisions and how you can deploy it in your business. And it's really going to show you how to help people take that action that serves their best interests. So once you understand this model, you will instantly be able to identify the keys to success for any marketing campaign, the gaps in any of your existing strategies, and the steps you need to take in order to ensure a consistent flow of new leads and massively profitable launches and promotions. Imagine never having to worry about where your next lead is coming from. Imagine never having to worry if you have enough leads or if you have enough new leads to run a successful launch. Imagine having an unlimited lead generation budget that attracts a never-ending stream of perfect fit clients that you love working with, that get your ultimate transformation and who are just waiting for a chance to jump to the next level offer that you have available. And imagine if all this was wrapped up in a simple process which enabled you to get back to focusing on where your time is best spent, creating content and helping your perfect fit client achieve their ultimate transformation, rather than fighting with marketing and launching and list building. So that's what we're going to look at. But just before I do, I just want to jump over here, and I'm going out to a number of different groups and places. So I'm just checking, and I see in the group here we've Paul and Mary, James. How y'all doing, guys? And then in my profile we got, hey Julie, what's up? So agree, course and membership combo, absolutely. Thanks for the comments, Julie. And out on Instagram, we're all good there too. So look, I suppose part of what gets me so wound up is I've been part of the PLF community for years. I was on the first intake of Launch Club, and likewise with Tribe as one of the first members, Connect, Tribe Membership and Tribe Mastermind, as well as a host of other programs and masterminds. And boy, do these strategies and approaches work. Hell, they've changed my life, and I've seen them change the lives of hundreds of my friends over the years. But through this time, I've also become very much aware that one of the biggest issues that people struggle with is building their email list. And it's, building it to a level to make a launch of an online course or membership work. I've seen so many people who have amazing content and the ability to change the lives of their clients, and often, by extension, impact change in the wider community. But the problem is they're stuck in this horrible cycle of not being able to grow their list sufficiently to have that breakthrough launch. So I think, if you look at all the big launchers, they always have this one breakthrough launch, this launch where, it really just felt like that was the one that they can identify where they finally knew that they were on the road. And what does that do? That helped them attract JV partners, and it helped them to generate enough revenue to really invest heavily in list building. But it's so hard until you get to that point that, that's where people struggle. Or worse still, a lot of people I see, they get a result on their first launch, but when they launch a second time, either they haven't added enough new people to the list, but despite putting more effort into their second launch, well, they don't do as well as the first. And then there's others who build their lists, but when it comes to launch time, they suddenly find out that only a tiny percentage of people who join their list take them up on their offer, often meaning thousands of dollars of marketing budget wasted. You know, it's heartbreaking to watch. And being connected into all these communities while also working closely with my private clients, it's really given me a chance to analyze hundreds of online businesses and identify the factors that have enabled some businesses to flourish while others struggle. And very often it has nothing to do with killer Facebook ad or knockout launch copy, but how they actually map out their perfect fit client's journey from where they are today to their ultimate transformation. You see, your prospects, and there's no easy way of saying this, in general they're lazy. They are. Now, there's lots of reasons for that, and a lot of them have to do with, you know, how we've evolved as people, because we've evolved to conserve energy, to conserve calories. But what it means is that you can't expect them to fill in their gaps themselves. You have to spell out the logical steps that they need to take and give them the individual stepping stones that they need to take. So in other words, you have to have a very clearly mapped out plan for your clients. A plan I call the Value Ascension Roadmap. You know, your Value Ascension Roadmap really it's your plan to take your perfect fit client all the way from their first encounter with you at whatever level of knowledge and experience they're at, to a loyal follower who achieves the ultimate transformation which you can provide. So the Value Ascension Roadmap looks at value in two ways. First, the value to a perfect fit client. The further along the roadmap they travel, the greater the value you provide. This is normally delivered by means of increased touch points, live interactive content, and maybe smaller and smaller groups. The Value Ascension Roadmap, it also illustrates the increase in value to your business as the amount paid by the client to you as they progress further down the roadmap. So there's two levels here. First one is the Value Ascension Roadmap, increase in value to your perfect fit client, as in the results that they get, and also increase in value to you is in the amount paid by the client to you. And what it does is it provides a structure for you and your client, taking them all the way from their initial interest points, moving them through logical milestones or levels. And each level prepares them for ascension to the next level. And by doing this, you're actually making the next level a logical step for them. You know, we live in an online world, which means any morning you can wake up and by the time you go to bed, you can have produced and released new content. It's one of the huge benefits of owning an online business. However, it's also a curse, because without hyper-focus, our content, and as I like to call them, the onboarding ramps, so how we attract people into the world, and, you know, how somebody first encounters you will influence their perception of you and what they expect their roadmap with you is. And very often that can become scattered, disjointed, or misaligned. And this really can be disastrous for an online business, leading to lots of wasted money, time, and effort. You know, the Value Ascension Roadmaps creates massive clarity within your business, and it ensures that you and your clients stay on track and focused on moving in the right directions. So, yeah, lots of people ignore this. It's not as if this is part of the curriculum of online business. But with ever increasing lead generation and client acquisition costs, you have to have a business model in place that caters for the attraction of front-end clients at low to no cost, and then a systematic model to convert these clients to your higher level programs and ascend them up your value model. Without your Value Ascension Roadmap, it's highly likely that your lead generation costs will outstrip your revenue per lead, and you'll be at the mercy of fluctuating PPC advertising costs, which is only getting more expensive as more people enter the market. More than this, you also risk having a revolving door of clients who enter your world, but because they don't have a next step for them to take to ascend to, they leave. And we all know that it costs 5 times more to acquire a new client than to sell to an existing client, which is one of the big goals of the Value Ascension Roadmap. So, when you have a logical, sequential, and useful Value Ascension roadmap that genuinely maps out a perfect fit client's journey to their ultimate transformation, providing them with a step-by-step process makes your sales process ridiculously easy. Instead of an uphill battle for you and your client, it's like a fun water slide that's easy and convenient, and once somebody is on it, they don't want to get off. You see, your perfect fit clients need direction. They need support on lots of levels. They will thank you for mapping out their journey in advance. And to put it, you'll be rewarded with ever higher levels of revenue and profitability. So let's jump in and look at the Value Ascension Roadmap for a while. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to jump to a slide. I don't normally like slides, but I think this is an awful lot more valuable to see it. Just when I do, I see that one of the streams have gone down here. I just want to check and just refresh, see if it'll come back up. So this is just on my personal Facebook page. Seems to have dropped off a little. I'm sure it'll come back up. So we'll move on. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to jump across onto slide, and I'm going to put this on. So now hopefully you can see me and you can see the slide. So if we were to visually see what the roadmap looks like, you're going to start off at stage 1. So stage 1 is your free content. Now in any business, I reckon that there's only so many areas that you have in content. And one of the things that you need to do is decide in advance what these kind of, core content pieces are. Because you want to give people consistency in the material that they're consuming. So you're going to start off with your free content. You're then going to move maybe to your lead magnets. So lead magnets are the way they're, ultimately what we're here speaking about today, lead generation, capturing email addresses. And so lead magnets are anything in the form of guides, handbooks, videos, anything that you can give somebody in return for their email address. Stage 3, and this is a concept that we're going to look at in tomorrow's module, and that is your mini front-end products. I believe that these are hugely important. This is not necessarily a brand new concept, but I think it's a concept that people really are going to have to spend a lot of time in developing as the cost of Facebook ads increase. Then we move. So once you get somebody, you now start seeing that we're starting to bring people on a journey from our front-end content through our lead magnets into a mini front-end product. And then we're going to move them into a signature product. So a signature product is something like a course. For some people, it could also be a membership. It's your main kind of, it's what you're known for. But then we can have back-end products. We can have back-end memberships. So that'll be your stage 5, and then stage 6, maybe group coaching model. Now, one of the reasons why I'm laying this out for you today is I believe into the future, and this is going to sound hard because I know some people who have, who are generating an awful lot of revenue have a very flat one-dimensional business model, as in they have one product or they have one membership. And I know there's some people who are hugely successful with it. My feeling is into the future, when you look at the ever-increasing cost of ads, when you look at, the more that people move online, the more communities that are built, the more you're going to have to create a multi-dimensional business model. And that's where something like a group coaching. So, if we were to look at the prices on this, you're starting off, obviously your free content, free, lead magnets, free, stage 3 mini front end products. They were looking at, $47, $97. Your signature product, that could be anything from $997 up to $1,997. Some people even have products at $4,997. Then into your memberships. So there's lots of different approaches with memberships. You could have memberships at the $47, $27, the lower or the higher level. But then really what people are going to have to do is they have to look at each level as generating almost the clients to the next level. And it's a method of preparing people for the next step that they need to take. And obviously your group coaching is going to provide more one-on-one, one to small group engagement. And then maybe the final model here is a mastermind. So at every step, the value received by your perfect fit client increases. And at every step, the value in terms of the revenue and profitability for your business increases also. So each step meets your perfect fit client where they are. It gives them a series of very specific steps to take, which moves them forward on their journey. And in doing so, prepares them for the next step. So in essence, what we're saying here is that your mini front-end products, even though they've actually paid for it, is actually preparing them and prepping them for your signature product. Now, a great way of thinking, this is why the stepping stone analogy is so strong in my opinion, because very often people are not ready to go from, maybe your free content all the way into a product. They might have gaps in knowledge, they might have gaps in experience, they mightn't feel that they are ready to take the step to a product like that. So what you're doing is you're priming them. That's why you create your lead magnet. And like a lot of people look at a lead magnet as just a way to get an email address. But what I'm arguing here is no, it's not. Your lead magnets are a way of bringing people and preparing them so that they're ready to, they've taken the steps that they need to take in order to feel comfortable to sign up for the next level product. And really your question, so I keep using the word perfect fit clients. And, for me, perfect fit clients are people that you love working with, people who, get the best from the what you share. They are the people who you can get the greatest transformation for. Now, in your value ascension roadmap, you need to decide where those people are going to live. So if we look at the mastermind, the group coaching, they might be the levels where you're getting the most revenue, but you might not necessarily optimize the journey for those levels. You might optimize the journey for your membership. You might optimize the journey for your signature product. And by that is really where you want to figure out where is your perfect fit client best housed. Where's the majority of your perfect fit clients best housed? And then you're looking at the steps all the way. What steps do they need to take to get from where they are today in whatever level of knowledge, skill, or understanding they have, and how you can bring them to the greatest level of transformation that you can provide. Now, if we just flip this for a second, so this is kind of linear because I wanted to show you something like a roadmap. Another way of looking at this is is in almost an ascending order. And one of the reasons why I want to start showing you this is now I want to start talking about how people move through and how you can create content for different people in different ways. So if we look at, actually I might move this down here. So if we start off with level 1, we have our lead magnets. Now I said earlier on, I believe that every business has between 5 to 7 core topics that they talk about. That means that when you are, creating your content, you should have picked out the areas that you talk about, and you should only create content in that. Even from a Facebook, a YouTube, from an algorithm perspective, any of the social channels that you're posting on, they want to know, and especially the likes of YouTube, they will penalize you if you're talking about too many different topics. So you want to be quite, conservative. You want to be quite pointed and conservative in what you talk about. Now, this is fantastic from a content creation perspective, because if we look at 6 areas, now what we can start doing, 6 divides lovely into, kind of 12 months. We can basically take, kind of cycles of content. We can look at week 1, week 2, week 3. We can look at it across months. We can look at it across across quarters and break it down. And in that way, you can specify, okay, week 1, I'm going to talk about content area 2 or area 1. Week 2, content area 2. Week 3, content area 3. Now, from your value ascension roadmap, those content areas are then going to break down into lead magnets. So one of the things, the majority of this workshop is talking about paid traffic, but I honestly believe that SEO is going to make a significant comeback. And I think that looking to the future, SEO is become even more relevant for online businesses. So one of the reasons we want to define the specific areas we talk about is when we know what areas we talk about, then we can go and we can generate lead magnets in those areas. So you might not necessarily, and look at, I've put out 5 lead magnets on there. There's lots of people who've built very, very successful businesses with just 1 lead magnet. But I think that you're going to need a little bit more latitude than that. Now, I'm not suggesting that you sit down and try to produce 5 lead magnets next week. That's not practical. What we're going to do is we're going to work on one area. But how this aligns is, it means that every time you post a piece of content, then you're going to be able to post an associated lead magnet within that piece of content, so that you can start generating your organic leads. From here, we're going to look at your lead magnets. Your lead magnets will then offer into what I call mini front-end products. So these are low cost, so 27, 47, 97. We'll talk about pricing for a second. I'm also going to look at this a little bit tomorrow. If you go out with something that's 27, realistically, it's very hard to make 27 cover the cost of the advertising. One of the strategies that I do want to, kind of throw out, again, looking at tomorrow, is maybe an additional upsell on the back. But 27 is tough. If you're looking at a straight, mini product, where you want that mini product, you need to be looking at something around $97. But there are strategies if you want to have a lower level front end mini product and then have an upsell on the back of it. We look at strategies for that tomorrow. But then, so if you look at what we've gone here, we've gone content area 4 goes to lead magnet 3, lead magnet 3 upsells into mini product 2. You have now built a structure, you've built this ascension roadmap. You can now start thinking your free content on the front end. Really you're looking at it engaging, you're looking at attracting people into your world and getting them to pay attention to you. But then you need to think, okay, in that topic area, what is the very next step that this person needs to take in order to get them ready to sign up for the mini product? Then the goal of your mini product is to get people ready to sign up to the next level, which in this is your signature product. Now, once we get over the mini products and looking into the signature product, these next levels are up for conversation. So not everybody is going to have a signature product, a membership, a group coaching, and a mastermind. I would say that what you need to do is you need to start working towards at least 3 of the 4. So if you have a membership, there's, okay, so 80-20 marketing, as if you've listened to any of my videos, a huge Perry Marshall fan, and Perry basically revolutionized marketing with his 80-20 approaches. He took the Pareto principle, applied it to marketing. And one of the things in there is that for everybody who's paying you a certain amount, so let's say if everybody who's in your signature product, 20% of the people in your signature product will be willing to pay 5 times more than they paid for the product. It's the same in your membership. And this is why, if you look at all the models, kind of all the online models, the established or like the mature businesses that have been around for a while, they all have this model. And basically the price structure within, I'm not saying it's exactly 5 times, but the levels are normally 5 times more than the previous level. That's because, and it can be shown, there's something called an 80-20 power curve where you can put this on and you can calculate in advance. The crazy thing is you can do it with, kind of so many things. You can do it with GDP, you can do it with, kind of anybody who's buying anything. And funnily enough, even places like Starbucks and prices in Starbucks, which you think, well, they just have coffee and stuff like that. No, they actually work on this. Believe it or not, Starbucks have an espresso machine for $2,000 and based on, and when you put that into the model, you can actually see it work out as well. So this is, the model that now why am I talking? We are only really looking at level 1 to 3 in this workshop, but what I needed to show you is the value in giving people a route from your front end content into your lead magnet and then into the mini product. So just coming back to, so we've looked there at the free content, kind of 5 to 7 sections, lead magnets, aligned to the actual content, then your mini front end product. Every level provides either a deeper level of the overall transformation or one step on the path to the next transformation. And remember, as I said, this really is organic and paid lead generation. And I'll look at that a little bit more in workshop 2. But, you have to plan a pathway for your perfect fit client to follow through your business towards their ultimate transformation. So just to give you, I didn't feel, so I've talked at a very high level. So what I thought I'd do is maybe share how this actually works out in my business. So, if we were to look at my front end, well, what are the topics that I talk about? I talk about online business growth models, so that's my value ascension roadmap. And we talk about lead generation, which we're covering here today. Facebook ads is definitely another topic I talk about, mini front end products. One of the big things that I talk about is offer creation, because I honestly believe that offer is the most important skill that we can have as marketers. And then the final section is launch strategy and implementation. So they're kind of like the, my 2, 4, what's that? That's 6, kind of key topics. But if we were to delve in and look more in detail at Facebook ads, this is the way I've lined it up. I've got my free content on the first. So I think we're on post 5 of 6 at the moment on my profitable Facebook ad campaign. So what I've done is I've written, a pillar post. So a pillar post is a long form of SEO, which combined together connects through different. So I've written 6 articles all on the one topic, 6 blog posts. That's 18,000 words in essence. So that is going to be my free content. I have then broken that up. I've shared that on Facebook. I've shared that on LinkedIn. I've shared that on Twitter. I've shared that everywhere. That will start bringing leads in. We then, from there, I'm offering 2 lead magnets. So the lead magnets, and if you think about, well, what's the next step? So somebody's interested in profitable Facebook ad campaigns. Now, a common ground there for people would be, well, a Facebook ad drafting template. So I have a template which helps people do it, because the thing I'm thinking is, if somebody's looking at this, what's the next thing they're going to think about? Well, how do I draft a good Facebook ad? So we got an ad drafting template. Then from there, we have a second one, which is winning Facebook ad template library. So this caters for people who are probably a little bit more advanced. Maybe they've already drafted their own ads and they've taken, but they want to see what's working out there. From the lead magnet section, I move into mini front end products. So I've got a 50-minute Facebook ad account and pixel setup mini product. From there, step people up and upsell into winning Facebook ad strategies. Because, if somebody is sitting there, if they're reading through the content and they think, okay, well, I want to start Facebook ad, I want to start out in Facebook advertising, the first thing they're probably going to think about is, ooh, what content? How do I draft a Facebook ad? So if you think that's their first little stepping stone. So somebody, you give them that. Now they kind of thinking about, okay, now I've got my content. So what's the next step? Ooh, next step would be, I need to have my ad account set up. And Jesus, there's an awful lot. I need to have my pixel. That's very complicated. So give them a mini product on that. Then logically thinking about their progression, well, if they have that, then the next thing that they're going to need is, well, now I have my ad account set up, I have my ad copy. Well, now what are my strategies in terms of building my campaign? And from there, then the next step is bringing people into the Lead2Launch membership. But don't just look at my business. Let's look at somebody else. So somebody that many of us may know, Stu McLaren. So if you look at Stu McLaren, well, Stu McLaren, his free content, largely 90% of his free content is on Instagram. I'm not going to break down his exact, kind of 5 to 7 topics, but everything he talks about is about memberships. Then if you look at from his memberships, he's got 3 lead magnets. How to start and launch and grow a successful membership site. So that's the Tribe Guide. 12 top secret membership tips guide, and then a free membership workshop. From there, he's got his mini front end product, thinking about a membership but not sure where to start, which leads people to Tribe, which leads people to Tribe membership, which leads people to Tribe Mastermind and Impact Mastermind. So this is a well established model. And it's one that I think that people are going to have to really start paying attention to in the very near future. If nothing else, look at what's happening with Facebook ads. The cost of Facebook ads, as more people enter the Facebook ad market, Facebook have a limited amount of real estate that they can sell. The cost of the ads are increasing. Now, look at it. I get it. Like, this might seem simple when mapped out on paper. But having experienced countless numbers of online business owners go through this process, this is invariably where the lead generation mistakes are made. Either lead magnets are produced, but they completely miss the next step of their audience, which means, you know, there's a mismatch there from where the audience and the perfect fit clients are to where the lead magnet is, resulting in very little interest in the lead magnet. Or they actually match their audience demands, but they're not strategic in preparing and priming them to take them to the next step after opting in. So the leads end up abandoned and down a dead end. You know, as I said earlier, we live in a digital world where nimbleness is celebrated. But with that comes the danger of becoming reactive and losing our strategic structure. You know, we have to hold firm to ensure consistency and to always give your perfect fit client the very next step they need to take on their path to the ultimate transformation that you can help them achieve. So, now that you know how to think about, you know, kind of developing your front-end lead generation assets, well, it's time to get down to building your campaign and attracting your first or next 1,000 email subscribers. So in the next part of the workshop, I'm going to map out your front-end campaign. I'm going to give you some of the key success factors in each step, and then do a deep dive on how to structure and implement a profitable Facebook ad campaign. Now, this is massively important because unless you can get your funnel and promotion correct, you'll never hit the critical mass of subscribers to either hit that first home run launch and continue to scale your launch success and ultimately have the impact that you know you can. So what we've looked at today was a framework you can use to provide logical next stepping stones that you can take, you know, your perfect fit clients all the way from your front free end content to your most exclusive offering, which ensures that they achieve the ultimate transformation in the fastest and easiest manner possible. We broke down your core front-end topics into 5 to 7 categories, and based on this we identified the lead magnets that turn strangers into email subscribers, and then the mini front-end products that will convert friends into paying clients, while priming and preparing them to take the next steps up into a signature product or membership. You know, I'd love to hear from you. So please do drop a comment on anywhere where you're looking at this, whether it's in the group, whether it's on the page, whether it's on my personal profile, over on Instagram, wherever you are. Joe, I'll tell you what you do. Why don't you note down the 5 to 7 core topics in your business? And based on this, what do you think the small steps that are holding your audience back? You know, and then maybe what could you produce that would help them move forward to take their next steps? So please do drop a comment below. Oh, and please make sure like and share this post if you found it beneficial, and keep an eye out to register for the webinar on Friday. So where I'll be delving into this series in a little bit more detail. So I'll post a link to that, you know, kind of in an upcoming post. So thank you for sharing your time with me today. You know, time is our most valuable resource, and I appreciate that you chose to spend some of your time with me. I really do hope that you found today useful. And if you have any questions, please do get in touch. Okay, I know that building an online business can be a long and lonely road, and sometimes all we need is a bit of encouragement to know that we're not battling it out on our own. So whatever you're facing today, you got this. We're here for you. Thank you for tuning in, and I can't wait to see you again real soon. Take it easy.